Expressions driving resource creation. You change one expression, and Terraform plans to destroy a resource that was previously stable. That happens when the expression is used in meta-argument that controls resource existence. Expressions in count or for each define which instances exist in the configuration. Terraform builds an instance address set from that expression result. If the expression result changes, the address set changes. Terraform compares the new address set against the state file. Addresses present in state but missing in configuration are marked for destroy. This behavior occurs before any AWS API call. The change starts in Terraform's state identity model, not in the provider. Expressions inside normal arguments modify values on existing instances. Expressions inside count or for each define which instances exist. Terraform plans against instance addresses, not resource block names. An address like resource name index 0 or resource name key prod represents identity in state. Value changes may result in place updates depending on provider behavior. Identity changes always result in create or destroy operations. Placing the expression in a meta-argument moves it into identity control. Count evaluates the assigned expression and requires an integer result. The ternary converts a boolean into an integer for count. When create parameter equals true, the expression returns 1 and Terraform creates resource index 0. When create parameter is false, the expression returns 0 and Terraform defines 0 instances. Changing the variable from true to false changes count from 1 to 0. Terraform removes the resource index 0 from the planned instance set. State still contains the resource, so Terraform plans a destroy to reconcile state. Change the variable from false to true changes count from 0 to 1. Terraform adds the resource back into the graph and plans a create. The boolean controls whether the instance address exists, not a setting on the instance. For each evaluates an expression that must return a map or set of strings. Terraform creates one instance per key in the resulting collection. A for expression can filter that collection before instance creation. The filter determines which keys remain in the final map. Each remaining key becomes part of a resource address in state. If a key is removed by the expression, its address is removed from the planned set. If state still contains that address, Terraform plans a destroy. If the expression later includes that key again, Terraform plans a create. The expression defines identity, not just input data. Only the keys that survive the expression exist as resources. On the Navy submarine, a small navigation input error shifts the vessel off course before it is visible to the crew. Expressions in count or for each create the same hidden risks. A minor change to a condition or filter silently redefines the instance set. Terraform compares this new set to the existing state and detects missing addresses. Those missing addresses trigger destroy operations even when resource values appear unchanged. The operational risk is misinterpreting identity changes as value changes. Treat every expression in a meta-argument as identity design, not convenience logic. Terraform evaluates meta-argument expressions during the plan phase. The result defines which instance addresses enter the dependency graph. Terraform compares plan addresses against those stored in state. Addresses missing from the plan trigger destroy actions. New addresses in the plan trigger create actions. Only after this comparison does Terraform prepare AWS API operations. The expression first reshapes Terraform's internal graph. AWS changes occurs as a consequence of that graph difference.